Tuesday, 10th of February, 10:30 p.m. Reviewers, hello and welcome. You're still watching us on ERi-TV, presenting you the domestic and international news prepared for this session, live from our headquarters in Asmara. I'm Hermela Girmay, inviting you to join us on our tonight's news broadcast. Let's start with the major headlines. Conference focusing on strengthening overall capacity of youth. Seminar to female college students. Russia and Tanzania deepen strategic ties in high-level Moscow talks. And Cuba warns airlines it will run out of jet fuel. On your domestic and brief. The Southern Region branch of the National Union of Eritrean Youth and Students organized a conference focusing on strengthening the overall capacity of youth under the theme Community-Based Our Organization, Foundation of the Overall Capacity of Our Youth. The conference was held today, 10th February, in Mandafara, noting that nurturing youth who possess academic and technical skills, have a desire for innovation and research, develop positive character, and actively participate in community affairs is a long process. Mr. Girmay Gabru, head of the Union branch in the Southern Region, gave a detailed briefing on the 5-year strategic plan. Mr. Girmay also said that the objective of the conference was to undertake coordinated efforts on youth-related issues, identify timely challenges facing youth and address them by setting priorities, as well as work effectively to achieve the desired goals. The participants on their part called for similar conferences to be conducted in the subzone, encouraged students to become competitive in their education, and urged the proper collection of membership fees. Mr. Walday Gebre, chairman of the Regional Assembly, and Mr. Gubon Haddish, representative of the Education Office, called for the implementation of the charted out programs and for efforts to improve students' academic performances. Mr. Hatta Abdesfateng, governor of the region, and Mrs. Ameta Nugusa, secretary of the PFDJ in the region, noting that youth issues are among the main concerns of the public, called for strengthened participation to address them. Union of Eritrean Women branch of SAWA and higher education institutions conducted a seminar for female college students on 9th and 10th February. The seminar was organized in collaboration with the National Union of Eritrean Women Central Office. Mrs. Johanna Tawalda, head of political affairs of the Union branch, said that the seminar focused on enhancing the capacity of the students in the preparation of research papers, as well as strengthening their participation in socio-economic, political, and development programs. Mr. Samson Iskandar, a member of the National Committee for Females Development, said that the main objective of the seminar was to strengthen the productivity and participation of female college students, noting that the program has been conducted at the national level since 2017. Noting the significance of the seminar, the participants called for its sustainability. Mrs. Abarash Haptai, head of the Union branch of SAWA and higher education institutions, called on the participants to apply the knowledge they gained from the seminar in the implementation of the objectives of the Union and to become role models for their peers. Capacity upgrading training has been provided to 50 female kindergarten teachers in Af'ab South. The training program was organized in collaboration with the education offices of the Northern Red Sea region and Af'ab South. The training focused on teaching methodology and the care and treatment of children between the ages of 4 and 5. Noting that preschool education is the foundation of future educational careers, Mr. Muhammad Ali Idris, head of the Education Office in the subzone, said that the Ministry of Education is giving due attention to the sector and that upgrading the capacity of teachers is part of this effort. Mr. Muhammad Ali indicated that in 2025, 87 preschools provided educational services to 4,500 children were established in the subzone. Dear viewers, do stay tuned for our international news right after the short break. Welcome back. Tanzanian Foreign Minister Mahmoud Abid Kombo held talks with his Russian counterpart Sergei Lavrov in Moscow yesterday in the last sign of strengthening relations between the two countries. Russia and Tanzania have steadily expanded cooperation in recent years, particularly in defense, trade and energy, as Moscow increases its diplomatic and economic footprint across Africa. Lavrov welcomed the growing partnership, expressing satisfaction with cooperation between the two countries in international forums. He also said discussions were underway on the timing and venue of the third Russia-Africa summit, signaling Moscow's intention to maintain momentum in its relations with African states. The talks come amid rising Russian engagement in East Africa, with Tanzania emerging as a key strategic partner. In June 2024, the two countries began efforts to conduct bilateral trade in their national currencies, a move aimed at reducing reliance on the US dollar. Cuba warned yesterday international airlines that jet fuel will no longer be available in the island beginning today, in the latest sign of fast worsening conditions as the United States moves to cut off the nation's oil supply. Cuba has historically relied on Venezuela to provide much of its jet fuel, but the Caribbean island nation has not received any crude or refined products from its top ally since mid-December, when the U.S. moved to block the South American nation's exports. U.S. President Donald Trump has since vowed Cuba would receive no more oil from Venezuela and has threatened to slap tariffs on any nation sending fuel to Cuba, effectively cutting off the island's supply of aviation gas. Such shortfalls are not new to Cuba, and many airlines already have plans in place to deal with them. Dear viewers, we are done with the news prepared for this session, and now it's time for a quick recap of the major headlines. Conference focusing on strengthening overall capacity of youth. Seminar to female college students. Russia and Tanzania deepen strategic ties in high-level Moscow talks. And Cuba warns airlines it will run out of jet fuel. Ladies and gentlemen, that was all for tonight. Thank you for having us and have a blessed one.